Hello, hello. Welcome back. So, last time I focused on the roads here. I also made a thing for circuits over here somewhere. Yes, right here. And I've been letting it run in the background. It's doing pretty good. I also have... Why is this not turned on? No power. Oh, right, okay. I never filled it. I had that, like, manually filled. But I also, over here, made a heavy modular frames thing. And it might be full, I'm not sure. I didn't let it run for no, it's not full yet, okay. Yeah, I didn't let it run for too long. And today I wanted to make more progress. The first thing I was thinking about doing was changing this to a Mark II, but at the same time, oh, look at that. I do have to do something there now. So, whoops. I'm gonna head up here real quick. The next part of this is done. What is this? Okay, that's making those. None. Because that's full now. And then should probably clear this out. Cool. And then I'll get that right back in there. And then I wanted to look over here into these 50 computers, 50 modular frame or heavy modular frames. Okay, so 150 of those. What I'm thinking about doing is before I start on major progress, or I guess planning the major progress. Where is it? There. I might throw more. Into here. More of these into here. Let me also get some other parts in other places. For example, I can put these in here now. And then I'll go to the cannon and get some more. I think I could probably make one of these too. And shove this into here. Nice. And obviously I want to keep at least 100 of those with me. I really do want to upgrade these because this is kind of a bottleneck right now. The issue is, if I do, I have to probably move everything. The other thing I wanted to do was I kind of wanted to plan this out a little bit. Because something that I want to do is have a train kind of run through the side of this building, where it will drop off various things. I probably could get this to go over too. And then I won't go any further out. I mean, I could. No, I don't want to. And then the sink is over here, so that would be rerouted to that. Or, I suppose, not yet. And between scenes, I also did research. Not research. A little bit of planning. And I think when I make the the permanent factories, ones that I'm out of pipes, okay. I think when I make permanent factories, ones that connect to the roads, I might kind of organize them based on the material that they use. So I was thinking about organizing them into districts and then having the ones that use multiple materials into outposts. But there are exceptions, I want to say. Or at least I can name one exception. And that is coal and sulfur will probably share a district just because they don't have any uses on their own other than using coal for coal generators. But that got replaced once I got compacted coal and further fuel generators. Pipes are all definitely being used as far as this system goes. But there is 2 overflow systems, so I'm not sure if one is prioritized or not. But it should be fine until this gets used up. Because I think the bottleneck is modular frames, which means this is only going to take 20 pipes every 5 minutes or 4 pipes every minute. And despite this, we also have to worry about this bottleneck, so yeah. This is only working at what? I want to say 25%? Oh, 10%. 8%, actually, 9%. Yeah. Kinda terrible. Yeah, no, if I upgrade that one, I have to upgrade that one, then I have to move everything down, and I don't feel like doing that, so I am just not going to. At least not right now. How many tickets do I have? 26. Plus the tickets I have in here. That's 29 tickets. Nice. I suppose I'll get those. I could use them. Definitely want those. I also think I want floodlights and indoor lighting. I'll just add a bunch of things and then remove it later. If I can't afford it. Foundations. I think I'm already at 26 tickets. I am. Let me remove steel walls. So now I'm at 22 out of 29. I have 7 tickets to use left. I could get these. And potentially use them as like a sidewalk. I could finally get doors and gates. I could get roofs and roof corners. Could also get the metal pillar set. And road barriers. I think what I'll do is I'll get rid of the ceiling conveyors for the time being. Also, I want to see something. Let's say I play. I'm missing. Okay, that's fine. See, I placed one of you guys right here. Actually, hang on. I want the text to be black. This to be white. What if I do that? Say I want them like that color. Oh, I did it. I just have to put the emission strength higher. And I assume I'd have to remove things. Oops. Okay. Now let me just throw those back into there. And I should probably label these. Okay, that's the battery right there. Oh. Okay. I'll make the background like a light blue, just so I can see that better. And I guess we don't need any emission strength. I'll do an emission strength of 1. Okay, I got battery right there. That's where it connects the lamp posts. So we're gonna select we'll do that. Nope, that's hard to see. Okay, street light. And this down here is where power is connected for the time being. Hello. Okay, cool. So now I guess I'll get more of these in. Kinda wanted it 4 tall. Sadly, this isn't something I can do with a blueprint. Kinda wish it was. And I'm missing steel pipes again. That's fine. Okay. So now, let me get the car real quick. Gonna head down this way. And I think somewhere about here, I want the plastic district to go. I could build quite far out that way. So I guess the first step is I need to make a deceleration lane over here. And then kind of curve it down, where I'll also then connect it up with a train station from the oil plant. So I suppose I'll just start here. I'll push it 3 ahead. I want that to go there. And then I'll get another one there, which will go there. And then this would be the middle of that. Let's get catwalks and then guess what I'll do. Something like that. Actually, hang on. Let me do the coated concrete real quick. And let me get a watchtower. Lookout tower for the time being. That'll be easier to manage this entire thing. Okay. So if I do that, and I'll go with a good pattern removal for the last one. Okay, and then I'll throw this. Maybe I throw it right here, like that. And then is that what I think it is? Hang on. Oh, okay, never mind. It's locked in an explosion. Okay, so I'll need this to kind of turn that way. I think maybe, oops. I think maybe 7 will work. 1, 2, so 5 here. And then I'll take that and go down 2. this will also go down too. Or I'll do that. Take this out, and I just have to keep going. Okay. Now I need to... I mean, first I can delete these. And I'll... Never mind, I can't delete those. Um... This is the most buggy I might have seen this so far. See if I do it this way, if that changes anything. No. Okay. It works, I suppose. I guess because I did it shorter than usual. It might have some areas that are a lot smaller than others. I think I'll skip that one. Okay, can't skip that one. Nice. Could I potentially begin to go down here? Okay, probably not. Because that would get weird. I think I'll go down after that, though. And of course, let me just fill this back in. Nice. I suppose what I should do is start to get this solid. And this will also be solid. There's nowhere to pass, so passing shouldn't be allowed. Okay. So, passing can be done in here, but that kind of ends. Actually, I'll remove those two lines. Okay. So now, I just have to kind of plan out some buildings. It looks like I still have quite a long way to go before I reach a dead end. This implies I might have even further to go. I'm not sure if it's angled or not, but essentially what's going to happen is I'm going to have a train that will kind of go around the map collecting oil, and it will deliver it to this area here. And I think what I'll do, if I back up the vehicle real quick, and I get a refinery to look at it. I don't have pipes. Okay, cool. I need to get those. No, 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 no. That would be dangerous because I think I'm over the void right now. Although I'm not technically supposed to go this way, that's fine. Nice. Anyways, let me get some pipes. The overflow is... here. Okay. Now, if I were to put, not the manufacturer. If I were to look at the refinery, I could make liquid biofuel, which is pretty cool, but biofuel isn't the best source of anything. So I could make plastic and rubber, both of which provide heavy oil residue, and I could use that for residual fuel. I could also then make plastic. Wait. Oh, if I give fuel directly to oil, I make crude oil. And then I can use crude oil and is that water? That is water. To make plastic and rubber. I don't think I want to do that. That gives me 20 plastic per minute. This also gives me 20 plastic per minute. The problem is if I produce more residual fuel than I can use in oil, there would be overflow. But I think that should be fine. I don't think there will be overflow. I think I'll maintain it in a way that it won't do that. I could also make this, which a less efficient coal replacement. It also isn't used in anything. Unless there's like alternate recipes or whatever. I think I'm just gonna go with the default. I'll probably plan out the layout for that between streams. Which means I'll finally do something legendary. Let's get... I need my blueprints. Okay, I need a lot of those. Actually, I need that. That's full. That's full. That's not full. That's not full. Pipes definitely isn't full. Okay, cool. Give me a solid 200 of those. I think I should also have some in here. I have 112 in here. Okay. Only 14. Cables. I need cables. Let me go get those real quick. What's crazy to think about is I probably could automate these, I think. I have quick wire, though, yeah, I could definitely automate these. It's 2 per light, and I have a pretty long, highway, so I'm gonna need pretty large amount of these. I definitely thought I just had quick wire in there. That's fine. Let me just get more over here. Nice. 26 more. And I think I run out of I think I run out of cables here. Which is a problem because I'm gonna need cables. I'll have enough for exactly 50, which is 25 of those lampposts. And that's a good thing. I don't think 25 is going to cover the entire highway, but 25 lampposts is a good thing. The other thing that's interesting is I can already buy those roof and wall conveyors in management now. Can never have too much organization. Which is why some of these belts, if they cross under here, will also go onto the ceiling. Um, cool. Oh, wait a minute. You kind of cross over. Ah, that's fine. I can handle that. I think I like it being in the middle of the two here. Okay. So these two are going to be towers. Okay, never mind. Select the color. And now I get my light blueprint. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so this is the direct middle of that. So I want it to go that way. I think there. Yes. What I'll do is I'll kind of label these all the way down. Wow. Okay. If I could do it without double layering. There we go. Okay. Oh, that's too close. Okay. I take back what I said. Gonna label this every other one down. Okay. Okay. I'll do that. Alright, I just have to change the color. Nice. Alright, I'll do that. And then do that. I think that's too close. Do one full one, two full ones, and then three full ones. And then get the blueprint. Then 1, 2, 3. This is the fourth. So then we'll get this blueprint. And yeah, that looks better. Whoops. Nice, okay. Alright, let's head over here. Get a vehicle of a sort. I also want more turbo fuel. Because I think I'm running out. Actually, real quick. I'm gonna chuck a few bits of things away. I'm going to need more of those unless I have them in here. I have 227, I suppose. Don't need that right now. I don't need that many motors right now. Definitely don't need that right now. That's been getting on my nerves. Cool. That'll about do it. There's still more I don't need right now, but I'll carry those plus one for the dimensional depot and then some for the vehicles. Because they're running on fuel right now. Well, that's not right. We go this way. Okay, blueprints. I'll go with that there. Nice, okay. It doesn't intersect with the tunnel. Oh, there was one more there. Let's take that out real quick. Gotta take out everything that's going through the road. That one's fine, because that one's only on the side. This one is not. I think it's this one. No, it is this one. Okay. Nice. Um, I do that and then I just delete like every 3. We'll do something like that. Cool. And I have another thing to clear out. Nice. Wait, I need the last one to stay for now. Because if it's not there, I won't know where to go off from. So let's just take these out again. Oh wait, no, not yet, not yet. Just these, okay. And we'll go back to blueprints and continue. Uh-oh. I'm out of those? Am I out of the materials to make them? Not entirely. Although, inventory is kind of... No. Okay. I can make 10 more, which is hopefully enough. Cool. I'm out of quick wire. Oh, I needed quick wire to build this, and I used all of it for the... Okay. I was thinking about going around the entire road, but I won't do that yet. Because it's not even close to finish, there would be no point. I'm very excited to see this build at night, though. One thing I wish they would do for this game is give me like a first-person mode for the vehicles. I just think it would be interesting. I know it's easier to use third person for vehicles, but I like first person more. Oh. Well, now I'm missing rubber. Well, don't mind if I do. That's the easiest and quickest way I could think to grab it. Let's go back to blueprints and make a couple more of these. What in here is he using rubber? Is it the... There's no way it's that, actually. And... Perfect. It's probably the beams. Oh, nice, it's done. And I really want to see what this looks like at night. So I'm very excited for that. And I would kind of like it if the game would hurry up and get there. I think it's about to be night. I think I actually finished that part of it, kind of perfect timing. Of course, I do have to update it, otherwise the lighting will be the same. Or the default. That's not right. That's the one thing I've noticed with this game. Nighttime takes so long to show up, and it vanishes so fast. So... whenever it does happen, I'll be ready to kind of view the... Interesting. I'll be ready to view the world. Or at least the world in the night portion of it. Let me go check on my modular frames production. Not modular frames. My, oh, that's backed up still. Screws is going in, which means it recently must have made one. Yeah. Okay, how far along are you? Almost 100. I think I'm gonna start off by pushing you into the next milestone. Because I don't want to complete phase 3 until I get all the milestones. And the next milestone is here. Nope, wait a minute. Maybe I get pipeline engineering? Yeah. That's a better next milestone. 'Cause that requires computers. Can throw you in there. I just need an absolute ton of plastic and rubber. Which is fine, because I have it. I don't know why I don't just use control. I most definitely forgot about the feature. Okay. And I'll throw the 64 in there. Sure that won't get too bad. Then we're gonna sort, take that out. And I need a little bit more. And let's push that off.
Milestone reached. Pipelines and pipeline pumps can now be upgraded to Mark II. They are like Mark I, but better. Pipes
Okay.
seem to be objects of fascination to humans. In fact, there are recorded instances of humans doing nothing but thinking about pipes for hours.
Is there? Oh, I get it. Because they're extremely complicated. So it's something that people have to research or experiment a ton with. They have no choice but to think of all those pipes for hours. No, I want you in here. So now I can head up here. I'm still waiting for nightfall. I suppose I'll begin. Hello. What should I do next? What if I started overclocking systems? I should have the power output for it. Let me see if I have any power cores over here. I have those. Okay. Let's just make as many of these as I can. Okay. So I definitely want more modular frames. So that I can get more heavy frames. And when I start doing trains, I think I need more modular frames too. So... Okay, this is now producing 120 per minute for each of them. Which means I need this to be a overclocked system here. This will also need to be 200%. Now I'm getting double output into here. Except for whatever reason. Oh, never mind. I was using 30. It's now going to be 60. I have these going directly into here. Well, this should now be 30. I have 60 screws. That means I can double the output of this. Most importantly, I'll just go to there. Okay, so this is producing 5 of those per minute. This is now taking 6 per minute. There we go. No, wait, that's wrong. There we go. And this one will produce also 5 per minute, which will either fill this up, which it has been doing, or B, go into the sink. Better than nothing here. And just to jumpstart this, I'm gonna throw 50 in there. We'll do that. These are each using 30 per minute, which means those being at 30 per minute is a win. Or wait a minute. Yeah, okay. And later I'll upgrade those further. Also, it's nighttime. I get to explore finally. Absolutely legendary. I like the way it looks. And I just have to do that for the entire rest of the highway. And then every other highway I make. I'm sure that'll be fun. I'll move these maybe 3 more out. And, I could see there being like a railroad crossing here. Let me see if I can do that. The railroads are kind of huge. What if I tried to, like, bring it into the ground a little bit? It can't be nudged? Oh no. That's problematic, okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I clear that out. The train might clip through the floor this way, and I don't know if I like that either. But I'll be able to get over the station without any problem. Okay, that says not enough space on the track. I'm thinking it'll work, but I'm not sure. Also, if I wanted to change the colors of the... Oh. Okay, hang on. Okay, if I wanted to change the colors on the track. Oh. Customization already applied. Okay, cool. Let's say I put the train on here like so. Is that enough? Not enough space on track. That's because, yeah. What if I made the track go in between here, and then I made like a little bit of a lift. It might be better if I dip it, to be honest. If I'm looking at that. I have a railroad crossing right here. Which essentially means, I think what I'll do with that right there. Whoops. What I'll do is I'll do the concrete foundation so I won't actually lose anything. by changing it. Or have to move anything later. I do want to be able to turn here into the train station, or follow the train station a little bit. And then I might even have another road kind of go up that way. Okay, we'll get the corner here. Okay. And then I think I'll have to change the color on here. That's opposite lanes. Do that. So those are opposite lanes. This is going to be a one-way type of deal. I think that will go on the around the train station, probably. Or I'll move the train station back a little bit. Or what I'll do is I'll remove this. Um, remove that pattern there. Um, kind of want to make that a little further back. Okay. And then materials, asphalt. Okay. Um, okay. And then I get a railway. Could probably actually hang on. Oh, okay, what if I put one right here? That's not right. What if I throw one over here? And I throw one over here. What that looks like. Foundations. And that is the 2-hour mark, which means I should be stopping shortly. So let's get this in. Obviously, the tracks will kind of turn when they need to. Okay. The train looks fine here. It'll kind of clip on this side, but I mean, that's fine. I'll just have to deal with that. The Explorer can get over it. Oh! Oh no. Okay. Yeah, the Explorer can get over it just fine. So, similarly to how the road will be on this side, going this way. Interesting. This would also have to go that way, and this would have to go that way. But the oil will be from there. Which means this is going the wrong way. I could potentially move this rail lower and then have this one, or this one go lower and then have this one curve in. Or I could just move this entire rail on the other side of where the building would go. And I think I'm going to do that. Or instead of having it go 2 ways, I just have it go 1. Which is the most likable option in my opinion. Okay. So we're going back to just 1, where I'll throw this in the middle here. And then we'll go there. Same thing, I want to test out the train in this area when I put the foundations down. And then we'll do this on these edges here. And I could color the train, which I'll do later. Doesn't look bad. Hopefully it'll stay on the rail if I connect it. Well, let's find out. I need more copper wire. Interesting. And later I'll have that turn on there so you can kind of go back up and continue along the highway. Okay, copper wire. And yet somehow my inventory can't hold it. Oh, that's why. Okay. Head back up here. Turn around the right way and then head all the way back down. Okay, surface is too uneven. Let's expand that out there for the time being. Okay. Throw the train right there. And a buffer stop there just so I don't fly off the edge. Since that's temporary, okay. Since it's temporary, I'll just plug that in real quick. And let's see if it derails. The train's going the wrong way. That's fine. Okay, that's a good sign. Okay, cool. So it looks like, thankfully, it will not break. And of course I don't want that there. There we go. And again, I just have to be careful not to go over the edge. I can just go straight across this. Nice. I've successfully made a train crossing on a road. That means I'll have a factory over here. Not particularly sure how I'll organize it, but I'll figure that out probably between episodes. Over here, I don't want to have the factories too. I mean, I guess it's fine. I could potentially do one factory that'll connect two different factories. Or one train station that'll connect two factories. Instead of doing two train stations, but I'm not sure just yet. I'm thinking I like the idea of having the factory over here on the left side, but we'll figure that out later. The other thing I need to do is I need to make sure I have the actual thing over there built up, because that'll be the most important of the things. I'm also not sure what I want underneath here. Or what factory design I want underneath there. I'll definitely have to figure that out. Yeah, I'll have to figure out what foundations I want underneath the railroad system, if I don't just delete them. But, like I said, I'll figure all that out between episodes or between streams. And I'll also probably work on that next stream. I'll see everyone in the next stream. I didn't see the chat, by the way. Hello. I'm sorry if that was a while ago. I was making the roads and planning where the oil will be delivered to get plastic and rubber. The oil district is what I'm gonna name it. And that'll make sense a little bit later. My bad for not seeing the chat. I was a little bit focused here. Uh-oh. Hang on a second. Thank you, thank you. Let me just... Okay, problem solved. Kind of. Yeah, nope. Wait. I just can't win. Exactly. The way I'm doing it is I'll be separating each base material into a district, and the ones that require multiple materials, so they don't have a base material, that will be an outpost. Actually, yeah, I could do a quick tour. So, this is the spawn area. I made an annoyingly large base here. Space station, around the space station will be an excessively large central storage. I'm going to have these, containers. What are they called? Industrial? Yeah, industrial storage containers. 4 high. And I'll have, catwalks kind of go around there. I also have an elevator over here, which is very nice. There's elevator music. The idea is I want to have each storage container for each item in the game, whether I'm using it or not. except for the radioactive ones. I don't want those in here, obviously. But over here is the sink where I'll be able to get tickets from everything that overflows in this storage. And if this one sink can't hold it, I'll have multiple other ones underneath the floor. The truck station here is essentially what will deliver to the storage. Only this one, though. I'll have the top part going upwards, of course, and I'll do vertical logistics to make sure it doesn't break. Because I don't want things that go down here being pushed upwards. And then I'll have it go around, up to there, there, back around, and then down. Elevators are a legendary addition. It's actually one of my favorite things, and I want to use them more. These are the truck stations that go into the space station. They go underneath the floor in a little bit of a layer that I have down here that contains a lot of wiring and unorganized things. One station will definitely become a bottleneck. I know that for sure. But that's because this, despite being a central storage, isn't necessarily too important. Especially after it fills up, then I really won't care for it too much. But there's also one other reason I'm not worried about it. Yes, I do have smart splitters for sorting it. Over here I actually set some of them, since ore is the least likely thing I'll ever need. I started with it over here. But the reason I'm not too worried about the truck station being a bottleneck is because I want to have a rail system kind of be like in the air. Obviously pillars to make it look like it's not floating. And that will actually cross into this tower, where it will deposit more items en masse. I just have to route them from the bottom and then push them back up. And then I have temporary farms mostly. It is very useful. Actually, that's the other thing. I'll also have dimensional depots on top of these. That's why I left a little bit of room here. So certain ones will have dimensional depots with items that can go into those. Instead of having those at each individual factory, I'll have them here. As of temporary factories, I have this mess. Over there is the hub. There I have a terribly makeshift way to get elevator parts. That is so I can get these circuits that I need, which I have, circuit boards. This is the copper farm factory. I have things going into a sink. I have cables, AI limiters, sheets, and wires. I also have this generator that's not powered. I did it as a temporary way to get rid of fuel because I swapped over to turbo fuel. And then I got lazy and decided to just split it with smart splitters into containers over there. Then if I head down here, I have... Oh, right. There's also a truck station there which is delivering steel. Yeah, I made the truck station before I put in the quick wire, if you couldn't tell. He'll figure out. his way to get there. And speaking of quick wire, I have quick wire over here. And then I have Sam over here, which a lot of it is giving me tickets because it's kind of useless other than dimensional depots. I have a cannon. This is the basic iron factory. I never actually upgraded it since I started. This was the very, very first factory I built. It gives me screws, rods, and plates. And this is the semi-automatic makeshift heavy modular frame system, which has a decent bit of them now. I have to manually store these because the farm is too far away for me to deal with. Modular frames are stored in here and come from there. Reinforced iron plates here, which come from those two factories there. And that's the iron into that. I have concrete there and there. It's my favorite part. I like tractors and trucks, but that's why I'm building a highway system. Before I go over that way, though, the base isn't limited to this area, hence the cannon. That's my steel plant. I like the top view without any trees. I have the iron coming from there. I also have a bit of copper because I needed, stators. And it's also my coal generator. I have 16 of those powering pretty much everything. I didn't even know I had a dimensional depot here. So this is the encased beams. I actually put into a dimensional depot so I can restock that over there a little more efficiently. I have steel beams, which is in a dimensional depot because I need way too many of these things. Pipes are over there. Cannon, another cannon back, of course. I didn't feel like walking, so I made a lot of cannons. Yes, the copper makes stators, which were used for various things. They're also being taken back through the truck station here, which is what's giving me motors. I have aluminum sheets a little early, thanks to the lizard doggos. And then I'll head right over here and enter the cannon back. And we'll go to the third and final cluster I have. I always like doing that. I do it between streams, though. So if we just fly over here, which I could use the car for, or the Explorer, this is where all my oil is being done, and plastic and rubber is being collected. Uh-oh. Oh well, that's fine. I had 3, but, well, no, I have 4 or 5. 2 of them I kind of left in their place, and they're marked on the map. I never went back to them. 2 of them, I don't know where they went, and 1 of them is underneath the space elevator. I don't know why this is here. Oh. I never took down the temporary platform for the road. So we're gonna skip that one over there. That's like a semi-part of this. Over here, we have a noodle of pipes. This is collecting oil. The oil is being converted straight into rubber and plastic. This is all temporary, by the way. The messy ones are temporary. When they convert to plastic, the plastic gets stored in here, which goes up to those belts, which is what's leading back to the main base, or the central storage. I also have a bottler, which is supposed to be... Uh-oh. My fuel is a bottleneck. It can't hold any more containers, so it's not holding any more fuel. I need rotors. That's a problem. I'm supposed to have rotors on me at all times. I need screws for that. Okay. I'll just throw another one of those in there for the time being. Whoops. That's not the right spot. Okay. Now that's not a bottleneck. Oh wait, yes it is. Problem solved, I think. Okay, cool. I also have storage containers for fuel, which, oh, seems to be empty. That's fine. That's also empty. That could be because the fuel is empty. And why is the fuel empty? Because heavy oil residue isn't being produced quickly. I'll figure that out later. This is essentially the oil refinery, and it's not the worst of any case scenario, because, this is still functioning. And some of it's going into a sink, while the rest of it is heading down here. Into another mess. I have fuel that's coming down through there, which seems to be empty. That's problematic. What should be happening is fuel goes down through there into here, becomes turbo fuel, heads over to here, and then the turbo fuel gets sent back. I also have a packager converting residue into here, where I'm also using black powder from the coal and sulfur there, and that essentially makes me ammo for my rifle. And I have a sink to discard whatever I can't hold. But it seems like for whatever reason, fuel isn't being produced anymore. Which I guess is fine, because I have enough turbo fuel to last a while. But I need fuel to be functioning properly. That has fluid. That's a valve. That has fluid. For whatever reason, that does not. I actually started this in an earlier version and updated it later. And this goes over to there. I have an idea. We split it. And gravity should take care of the rest. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. I kind of went with a rushed, noodle factory until I could finish. This is full. I mean, this has always been functioning. This one, not so much, and I'm not sure why. Oh, pump. So I kind of need this to be producing fuel. Because this goes into the gigantic fuel plant, which then goes over to that generator. Oh, wait. Wait, that's fine. I just need the fuel from here. Oh, which also comes out of this system. Yeah. Hmm. Okay, I kinda need 2 rotors real quick. Which means I'm gonna need screws real quick. Okay, it's 50. And now, maybe, I can get a pump. And if this doesn't work, I'll figure it out in the next stream. But it should. It could just be that these aren't producing it fast enough, too. Yeah, I'll figure it out later. I did take this and bring this down into there. It definitely should be working. Okay, it definitely went into... not a problem, not a problem. I have to go about now too. I'll figure the system out next time. Interesting. I didn't think it was gonna suddenly stop working. But I'll see everyone in the next stream. I'll keep letting it run in the background. I'll plan out a lot of the factories. And I'll see everyone next time. Until then, goodbye.